Hello, hello. All right. So, why the reason I don't want to really communicate with a lot of people is too many opinions. Hmm? I don't do this to stress people out. I do this to relieve them from stress. It's happened to me. I've been relieved from that. I have no, the only stress that I have is the false doctrine. It's a burden. Hmm? I'm not trying to, I'm not anybody's master here. I'm just a guy teaching truth that took many books to get. And much pain and sorrow and suffering since I was 2 years old. So it's not like I asked for it. No, I picked it. So I'm only to show us the kingdom. If that stresses people out, then, and also to show where not to go with our fruits. You must expose them. I don't worry about who is who and who is this and who is that. Because to me, nothing else matters but us. And I don't worry about the earth and this and that. I know the flood in Los Angeles, so it's not shocking to me. Flood in Los Angeles. It's so cold right now. It's minus 40 for 2 months. Huh? People taking that as a sign. Huh? All over the world, freezing places. What does that mean? It means it's cold. Mm. Means there's no word of God. Mm. It's been killed in the streets. Mm. So the word of God, we got to take the names out, right? I agree. There's no name on the earth that I could name, right? But it's not here to stress you out. It's here to actually take that stress off you. And if anything, put it on me. That's what kind of happens. Because then you know, when people are listening, I care about them. It's kind of like they're become a part of me. And when they leave, it's kind of like, even when they don't say goodbye or nothing, it's kind of like a kick in the head going, "You're a liar." But so what? That's prosecution. Mm. But they keep it inside. Mm. I'm not here demanding anybody anywhere. That's not what this is about. Demanding that we got to do this and got to do that. I'm telling you, like I tell my wife, she smokes cigarettes. She's a godly person. That ain't going to put you in hell. I don't sit here and say you got to do this and you got to do that and you got to do this and you got to do that. No, no, no. The books do. And I like to watch doing that myself. If the Bible tends to do that too much. Mhm. I like to watch doing that because what we are is to do. Now you can't walk around sinning physically and expect to get into heaven. That is a correct answer. Now, there's things your spirit's going to allow that won't allow other people. That's between you and the spirit. Mhm. But most things you have to overcome at first. What I had to do was I had to overcome everything. I had to fight everything thousands of times a day, hundreds, and my mind was going insane. I've been doing this 8 years. Actually, I've been on here 8 years, 10 years. So that 2 year where I didn't come on here, I went down holes like you wouldn't believe. That was my time to go down the rabbit hole. I went through that going, well, and giving other people advice when I had none. Mm. It's okay. When we grow together and we give each other advice as we grow, but uh there's always someone appointed and they don't believe that there's someone to a point that is there is one person on this world, and I'm not him. I can guarantee you that. There's someone that knows more than me in flesh. Mm. I can guarantee you I'm not the only one. There's someone that has way more knowledge than me in flesh. Can I tell you? And some of those people, like, are not good. Mm. That's because 'cause they're writing the false narrative. Mm. It's called mind control. Mm. They know exactly. They put it into cartoons, they put it into The Simpsons, and then they happen. It's called predictive programming. It's all been programmed. Predictive programming means the devil has set this up as well from the beginning. Hmm. Because we run him. He has to do what we said. So from the beginning of this earth, both us and Satan knew almost 100% of what was up. What we did, we didn't give them 100% of what's up there, but darn near it. Hmm. So, and Satan on the earth is all the people. So if you take all the people and put what they know in their brain together, dude, that would kill what I knew from the devil. Now, if you took the seers, like one of our guys said, we need to come together, but I'm not coming together for opinions. The Lord wants me actually solo. Like, I'm not going to join anybody. I'm reluctant to actually put new people on my phone and on my everything else because that's when the hairs start standing up. Mhm. Because I'm not here to be preached to anymore. And that's why the Lord gave me all the books. And it's not a bragging. People go, you're bragging. No, no, no. He told me to do this. He told me to go solo. Now he wants me to go in and put the sword into people. Mm. There's people out there saying, well, you got to have Christ. Christ and Jesus are the same thing, but you can't worship Jesus at the end. That doesn't even make sense. You got to have Christ. But Christ walk now. Now, Christ, you see, they're taking the stuff that I teach and then they're adjusting it on TikTok. I seen one today. Now they're saying, well, you got to have Christ, not the Jesus name, right? The Christ is the correct name. He walked and died in front of everybody and was put on the cross and they was witnessed it. And I said, who is your Holy Spirit? And they're teaching the same thing as a church, going against the church, but they only took the name Jesus out. That's all they did. Huh. He even got a ex-Jehovah Witness in there giving his opinion. Jehovah Witness, he takes some of his Jehovah Witness learning and they put it in there. It's spread into them. You see that? And then they fit it and suit it to fit what they want. But I've got the stories in every possible angle. You can get the stories in every book in every different sort of way. So that's the only way to break down the names, the false gods, find out who you are, because that's who you are here to do. I'm just showing you the easy way to find who you are. Just keep seeking the truth. Don't worry about mm, having too many hookups. When you start mixing doctrine with this, it's not going to work. It just won't. It won't for me either. The spirit won't let me go and listen to other people because it mixes, because of your hearing it. It takes it inside, and if there's any incorrections right now, it's gonna hurt you. It's gonna keep you blind. My veil's off. I know the full instruction to get my body, dead, hmm, to unalive it, and that's all I'm here to do. Not to say I'm master over your life. Don't smoke, don't drink, don't listen to bad music. Actually, I prompt people to listen to the '80s music. They're not swearing and stuff in there. Hmm? I prompt people to go and, as long as you're doing your words, your 3 practices a day, then it doesn't matter. Exactly. Don't stress. Don't watch the government. Don't watch this. But if you are to expose someone, well, what do you do to take light back? We have to know who these guys are. Hmm? We don't know exactly what demon they are. We just have to, because you know what they're doing to my stuff? They're taking it on and making it very similar. They're adapting it. Huh. They're saying now that Christ walked in his feet by himself and that there's only one Christ. But I can prove them wrong in their own book. Many Christs. 1 Corinthians 15. You guys got that circled, I hope. And with the Christ in front of it means we've put the name down and underneath our feet. That we got into the twilight and we learned new mysteries altogether yesterday. David didn't kill with a sword. Man, guys. And David was Devatal. It wasn't his real name. Uh, the Nag Hammadi corrects it as well. Mm? Devatal he's a high ranking angel at the top. Mm? I don't know if he's back in, but it says, like in this book, everybody's going to be back in the body. It says in your Bible. I just taught you last show. That's why there's 9 billion people here. And 300. Well, I'm going to tell you, every one of them's in the body. But the 144,000 is the implication of the last ones that gave themselves in the last days. Hmm. Some of the uh some never really did until the last. Hmm. And that would implicate the guy on the cross, the other guy, the doubter. Hmm. See, there's a guy on the left and there's a guy on the right, and then there's a guy in the middle. But the guy in the middle is who you come. Hmm. The doubter is just the connection. It's the one that makes you doubt things. Doubting is losing faith. Did you know faith and doubting are the same word? Hmm. So I don't doubt what I have. I'm confident about it. And some of the books you have to speak in confidence, but you can't have confidence until you know. Huh? Because I don't. If I don't know something, I won't have confidence in speaking it because I know it's a lie. And I don't want to fill anybody and give them scorpions and rocks instead of light. That's what I'm here to do, is fill with light and truth. So if it's something I don't have understanding full of, it's something I'm asking to get that. And I'll tell you guys, well, this is the theory I got. And I get answered. That's how I get answered. I don't even pray for it. So then once again, I don't have to do much and everything's here. But right now I'm paying with my body, because it's rejection time. I don't know. I'm just saying, I'm not telling you, but it's like when you get showed a dream and you cast your body down, and I was in my spirit and I said to my body, "You stink. Get away from me." That even proves it's you that says it to your flesh. Ha, ha, ha. He who works lawless. So when the Lord comes back, it's him that says it to yourself, that says it to yourself. But theirs isn't going to say it. Mine told me, I have overcome my flesh. Now I was trying to shower, and usually when I shower, I have a problem with something. And again, I said, I ain't doing it. And I walked away. Well, that is sacrificing my sin. I don't want to sin physically. Huh? It's not about the physical sin. It's about the spiritual sin. That's why it has to be right, dead, perfect, especially today. Because if it isn't, then the problem is you have some errors in that, or you're adding and taking away, or you're making it up as you go along. Like I know there's the Council of Nine in the book, in 2 or 3 different books. Mm. But the Council of Nine isn't a council. Mm. Everybody is a part of that Council of Nine. That's powers. Remember, they're only powers. So let's fix. And the ones on the earth are just playing the same thing as in the heavens, mm, as people, just like the firmament. They put the name on it. I'm going to show you. And in the Bible, it calls them He. Huh? Even in the Bible, it calls the firmament He. In here, so, and that is a wall above your head, and you can't get through him. Hmm. Well, he is the gateway. So that's your. Hmm. You're at the moon. You're behind the moon. They see stars and stuff coming out of there, guys. Huh. They catch it all the time. Movement and things that look like people on there and stuff. They've been doing that for years. I did that research too. Once again, I did the research on the moon and the sun and the planets, and I'm still doing it. And now I know exactly what almost every one of them is, down to the phoenix. Mm. The phoenix is your seraphim. That's all it is. It rises out of the ashes. Mm. Yeah, out of the ashes means it's been put out. They tell you, the church tells you that means Satan. Exactly. That means the flesh that you worked in. Hmm? The body, Jesus process you did. Huh? Helped it rise out of the ashes. What's that? Getting truth and knowledge. That's it. So you must practice that until you leave this earth. And I can guarantee you that. Hmm? Because you're going to get people that are very close to what this is. Uh, there's like, I'm going to show you a couple videos today. The guy that's on, that's almost right on. Hmm? There's a couple on TikTok. So far, I've had to do a little correction to one of them. I put my correction in nicely and say goodbye. Hmm? Hopefully they correct it. Okay. So it's a minor one. I don't think it will cost them. They don't might fall. Everybody falls short. What? Well, the evil falls short. Why do they fall short? They gain no light. Aha. They're still dark. Anyways, I don't know what it is, but when the channel grows, people grow away. They don't want to grow. And the problem is their ears everywhere. Hmm. And that's why you're stressed, man. These books say one teacher in the end. Hmm. Someone's guided you somewhere to be your teacher for the end time. It's called a harbinger. Hmm. That's what John was. Hmm. Well, that's what I am. You know, there's a John they're not explaining to you, the revelator. Hmm. You know who that is? That's everybody in this day. He's the spirit of revelations, guys. It, he isn't a person. No. He's the pure power of truth, and he comes with your spirit. and him on Patmos was you, because he was exiled. Listen, guys, I'm exiled from every single affiliation I ever opened my mouth to. And that's why I'm scared to connect to people, because they talk to other people and then they start telling me, well, this and this and this and this. But this is what you're doing. I'm being stressed. I'm doing this. And, buddy, I'm just trying to show you the way that I learned. That's all I'm doing. And the kingdom. I'm not trying to stress anybody out. Well, and the problem is what's stressing the people is they're giving ears to different sounds, different vibrations and frequencies. Hmm? When you give a lie, it comes, if it's not truth, and especially now, it comes in a bad frequency, you would say. Hmm? It's not about that. It's all predestinated anyway, right? So I'm not here to complain about anybody. This isn't and just I ain't talking to one person, man. It's happened to me hundreds of times, guys, and this is why I don't connect with other people. Hmm? I got to be solo here. I can't listen to another teacher. I'm not allowed to. If I do, now he wants me going in because I have the two-edged sword. To have the two-edged sword, you have to have 366 books, and that's all I'm saying. You have to know every which way. Like here, I'm going to give you an explanation. Enoch knew how to teach one line 365 ways. What does that mean? When you get 365 books, you're going to learn all the tricks. You need it. You're going to weed out the good and evil, because between all of them, there's only 3 unadulterated books. I got those. So right now, if you got those 3 books and you didn't have a Bible, you would get to heaven, but you would know the name and that Jesus was used for a crutch because it explains it. See, that's the thing, and you would know who you are. That's why those books were hidden. Hmm? That's why, and then because it says Nag Hammadi Library on it, they go, that's no book. That doesn't say scriptures. That's just a place where it was found. That was done on purpose. Hmm. But then you look at the copy I got, Master Gnostics. Hmm. And these guys were there saying women can't teach. No. What does that mean? You're not supposed to teach until you lost the harlot whore. Can I tell you one thing? Anybody that's been doing it 5 years and hasn't been teaching the word of the 365 books, and they've been doing it from the start, it's all in vain. Now, others that don't teach, like I don't cast people down. I'm just saying, man, it can't be wrong. Hmm? Right now. It just can't be wrong. And that's why I've been raised to, I've made those mistakes when it was wrong. Hmm? And if I say something wrong or add to it, I would cry immediately and come on and tell you guys, because I know what it does. It says it repeats it. Those people go to the bottomless, and there is no bottomless. Hmm. There is no hell. Hmm. That's why it's called blotted out, guys. It's an illusion, right? So there we go. You have to click onto the matrix, the sun, and the stars you can't worship. And you just have to focus with the word. Hmm? Learning what to turn it upside down, because that's where you get your light. Now we go into different places to do that. But it's not just about that. It's about the love of the word. Hmm? I don't see many people loving it like me, but they can't. So I understand people don't have time. I do. I got this time, and that's why I'm sick. Hmm? I offered my did you know what I did? I said I would die to save those people, to help save them. Mm, and that's what I'm doing, and I'm feeling it. I took my weight again. It's going down more. I don't even can't even eat. Guys, there's nothing of this world anymore that I even eaten. Drinking, I'm not even drinking. Usually that would have been gone. I hadn't just took a sip. Anyways, so we're gonna watch a video. Just a couple little quick ones, eh? Like I said, man, I started this stuff on TikTok. I've been telling them this for a long time. Flesh is beast. I wasn't warning them about the Jesus name yet because it wasn't time to. Now it's that time where the head has to be cut off. And that's why my daughter's child doesn't like Christianity because of her mother. It's controlling. If you think I'm controlling for trying to help, I'm not here to control anybody. You have your own wizard. I'm here to help you learn about them a little bit more. That's it. And refine the gold. Like I said yesterday, you already have the gold. I just may be a harbinger for you. Pray that someone's there in your harvest. You don't pray for that. He will put someone in your harvest. It's predestinated and finished. If that person comes along, there's going to be one in a lifetime that one comes along. One that has a lot. And I have that. Okay. And I'm not bragging. And you know it because I know there's people that have more than me, understand more than me, but not a lot because I have the same amount of books as they do. Actually, I can't find my Total Ching. I think I left it in Mexico. I might have to get that one again. Hmm. I hate having to buy books over. All right, let's go over to these shows now. And this is correct. So this is the good news. They're getting close. Now this guy is wrong, but he's so close. He's saying there's three of you, the head, the heart, and the belly. No. The head, the heart, the angel. Because the angel don't run without, or that heart don't run without that angel. That's the mistake he made. He's very close though. He needs to get further though, this guy, because he's putting it to the body.
What's meditation? Just being totally quiet and relaxed, separating yourself from everything around you, setting your mind free like a bird. And you can dance your thoughts as if they were passing clouds.
He's correct. As if they were passing clouds. See? I pulled something out of that. But I also probed the wrong. Nothing of your gut. Your gut instinct means your heart. So that's wrong. Comes your gut instinct means your heart, not your gut instinct. So you have a part in your brain and a part of your heart, and they're connected. And your other part they took out. Where's your angel? Should be your angel. But if you want to even take it deeper, there's your head, your Godhead, and in the middle should be your star, and on the bottom is your heart where you walk. See what he's got wrong? He got a few things wrong in there. And his name is the Awakener. He's getting close. He's not there yet, though. Here.
Live their lives and die, never realizing that they were born from the spirit world. It can be difficult for them to understand while in physical form. Often they refuse to believe even after experiencing their true spirit selves.
Crazy, right?
Yes, but I do believe in the spirit world. What about reincarnation? Reincarnation?
Okay. So reincarnation is you go into the same body. Wrong. Devil's teaching. You see that? That's it. That's the only thing wrong about it. Is he's putting that we go back into the exact same flesh. When your flesh dies, you have to be recycled. You're not going to get back into the exact same body. But your face will develop the same face. You may be shorter or taller or skinnier or fatter each time. You never know. You may turn out to look exactly like you were. It is a stage. So if you take what actors do, all they do is put on other clothing. They got the same body and the face. So somehow, when your dove goes in, it forms the same. And that's why they're calling them time travels. I've been watching these time travelers for a long time, and it was a hole I had to go down because we are the time travelers. The time's already been traveled, finished, predestinated, and done. There's that. Don't worry about time travel. That's fake. Wow, it's not, but it's over already. So this is anime. Anime is supposed to be porno. See where they put the truth? That's anime. And people are going, that's on anime? That shouldn't be on anime. Just like heavy metal. See, I go down everyone. Cartoons, commercials, movies, horror movies, signs on the wall, street signs. You know the stop sign? That's more like the shape of the earth. And the yield sign is your star. Green light is go. Circle. Anyway, I don't know where where am I gonna see it? Where am I gonna find that? What sign would I find that in? Just a circle. Maybe that would be this stop sign. I don't know. I'm just guessing. I know a couple of them, right? I don't know everything. Your dollar bill. It explains the missing part. Jesus died when he was 33. 33-degree Masons are the one that created them. Get it? They put their mark right on everything, guys. And there's another thing. Oh my God. Right there. All right, let's finish listening to this. In truth in plain sight. See, now I can see because there's a movie that Roddy Piper does. And he puts on a pair of glasses and he can see them. Well, that's what we have to do. We have to take off the rose-colored glasses. That's a veil. To do that, you have to have 365 books to take the veil off. If you haven't had those many studied, you can't compare to someone that had. And there's people that studied these more than me, guys. So, been studying their whole life, and they don't say a word. They don't even, they are probably hermited, huh? Because that's what the word is actually telling us. You're going to be a hermit, man. You're going to be Solomon. Hmm? Can't listen, can't talk, because nobody understands. Hmm? And that's what you're going to become too. Hmm? That's the problem. It's got to come 100% or it can't come. And that's what I've been taught from the beginning when I heard about false doctrine. Man, I used to teach about it. I haven't stopped teaching about it, guys. I've been put here to go up against the church. To go up against the church, you need to have a heavy artillery, right? I'm going up against their sky god, Jesus. They call him the Father, guys. Even in the Christ. He is your Father, but you are him. You guys don't understand that part. All right, so let's finish listening to this one.
People just live their lives and die, never realizing that they were born from the spirit world. It can be difficult for them to understand while in physical form. Often they refuse to believe even after experiencing their true spirit selves.
Crazy, right?
Yes, but I do believe in the spirit world. What about reincarnation? Reincarnation? I don't know much about that.
So remember, I'm going to fix it.
Reincarnation is the Buddhist
Incarnation.
philosophy where humans are reborn many times between this world and the next. And I agree.
Huh?
I get the feeling that I was an aristocrat or king in a past life.
You guessed correctly. You were an aristocrat in your past life.
Seriously?
Is that so hard to imagine? People are reborn in different countries and eras as they accumulate experiences for growth. These are the core principles and teachings of reincarnation, a cycle of perpetual rebirth. But when the time comes for them to be reborn, they must forget everything they know and start their lives anew once again.
But why is that? Because that is the rule on Earth.
Wait, what do you mean?
What we mean is, the whole challenge of being in human form is key to remembering your spirit self. Whoa. But wait, that's way too difficult. It's impossible.
I understand. It certainly is difficult on Earth today as we know it. Just mentioning aliens or the spirit world can be controversial. It can get you laughed at too. Which is unfortunate, because throughout life, people have been given different opportunities to remember their true selves and the spirit world.
Haley,
And since they are unable to remember, they find themselves in conflict over different philosophies and harbor animosity toward each other, unaware that they were once families and friends in their past lives. You see, it's such a pity.
That's because you've all forgotten your true selves. Our true selves? What do you mean? I don't understand. Who are you? When looking at me, what you actually see is you, reflected back. Try to remember your own true self, the truth of your soul within you. Some people just live their lives in
Now, that one word that person's going to heaven. Hmm? This is what time that's for. That's what I'm teaching. Huh. How to get to that point where nothing of the world will bother you. Like, I'm not bothered by anything today. But when people say they're stressed, why? Where's your head? Where are you thinking? How many people are you listening to? Are you flying all over the place? Because most of the stuff I do in this home. I don't leave this home unless I go on vacation. Huh? I'm not even going to camping if we make it to the camping time anymore. All I do is study and teach. Well, lately I'm laying down a lot, guys. And then I can only do so much and give you guys so much at one day, right? But that there is 100% truth. And it's on anime, the last place you would think to put it. Where greatest is always in the least spot, just like the Bible said. Who is greatest is least. Jesus is greatest. He's always been. His day is over. Bands even say that. His false day is over, man. His reign was only earthly. Never was spiritually. Anybody depending and worshiping a man and saying he's it all, then you gave it all to him. This is the time the kingdom's offered up freely. It's a simpler thing than people are putting in their brain. It's actually really easy to learn. The only thing that is hard to learn is when you start mixing it with someone else that has some wrongs in it. And it's not going to work with you, you see? Yeah, it's going to keep you erring in that light gathering, right? You need to grow. You need to. Well, that's why yesterday new revealings always can happen, right? So there it is. That's like I'm only going to tell you that's 100% correct, except for reincarnation. The book fixes it. It calls it incarnation when your spirit goes into the body because it does it nightly. You're not reincarnating every day. And that's the devil's word. The same body? No. You get the same face. That body died. That physical body is gone. It's not going to come. That exact body ain't going to come back. Now, because of that spirit that went in, it's going to develop one that looked exactly like it. But what happens to the shadow? Shadow people. I can't tell you everything. All I know is we carry our face. There we go. I didn't want to add any more to that. And that is our name. All right. So we're going to continue in this for a little bit. I'm only going to be on for another 15 minutes or so. Okay, sinners, and to see what manner they go out of the body. I don't want to go over that. I'm going to go to the next one. I already did, actually. So that angel comes for him. Your star comes for you. That's exactly what it said, not Jesus. So if you say Jesus is coming for you, your star won't come for you. You never had a star. You've had a behemoth on the left-hand side. The whole time that we've been coming back for these guys and letting them grow, right? We let it for this time. But what happened? We didn't us fragments of what used to be. There'd be no teacher that teaches you that. There's some stuff that each teacher might have that I don't, and vice versa. This is our study to find. We did this, started together a long time ago. We're at the same growth. When someone new comes in, it kind of puts cake in, because then they keep trying to add what someone else is saying, and it can mess us up. I'm not saying it's a bad thing and anybody's trying to intentionally mess anybody up here. That's not the point. The point is I can't mix it. Even if you do have the Holy Spirit in it, I cannot mix the growth the way that the Spirit has led us. I can't change He gives me the book. He gives me what to do every day. And that's exactly what it says. And I didn't know that at first. Huh? I just did what the Spirit led me. I've always been led by a book from start, because I had to take out the names, places, and the worldly things in it and change it to 100% light with no name. That takes a long time and a lot of suffering to do it. But it's worth it because I love the word. So, and I see also thy divine helper, an angel. And that's the one that went to the right hand of the Father, a wise man, not Jesus. Bodies, any names don't go into the heaven of heaven. If it's named down here, it has a name and it was named here, it can't get into the heavens of heavens. That wouldn't be its name. And the Spirit rejoicing along with thee, because thou hast done the will of God. The dream I had, I told my flesh, get away from me, you stink. That's what I said, exactly. And to me, that would mean, get away from me, ye who work lawlessness. I came out. I've died to my flesh. Fully now. Only a couple days ago, guys. And he's tried to test me. And a couple of them were hard. Last night's was harder than this morning. He's always going to test you. Sacrifice the sin. Don't worry about the small ones. Well, I'm not going to say that because they can lead to big ones. Let your spirit tell you what's a sin and what isn't. There you go. He's your master. He's your love. I'm here to hook you up better with your master-in-law. Well, you're already there. And everybody that still listens here has the Holy Spirit. I never ever said anyone didn't. And the people I communicate to. And some of them are really good at taking correction. Tony's really good at taking, and so is Jerry, and so is Lisa, and so is Mark, and Cormac. They all are. And that's the problem with the church. I can't do that. Someone's got to take the lead. Did you know that? Don't you think someone was put in charge to take the lead? Was Harold? Let's talk about that star. That was the star put in charge. I never knew it. Like now, it doesn't blow my mind anymore, guys. Yeah, nothing will now. It doesn't move me, doesn't excite me anymore, doesn't nothing. That one star, that single rod, that's all, man. And everybody's like, no, man, I'm not. And Mark was showing the dream and 43 books were. I don't care if you want to be it, then you can. But there's a lot of whipping that comes with that. Like I'm feeling chest pains right now as I'm talking to you guys in the weirdest places, and I'm just like, I'm almost being the one begging to go home. But I don't think about it. I just keep moving. Oh, just even breathing. Guys, I don't even know how long I got, man. I have to go see a doctor. And me to go see a doctor's, it's almost like death. And that's why I'm just struggling to get what I can out, guys. I would save this stuff if I were you guys. I don't know if you're strong enough, but I really don't know. All right, I'm going to show you the firmament here. Okay, so, and there came a voice of God and said, "In this much in a man did vex me, See, what's he talking about? Your flesh. You're born vexed. That means you're a beast. You got a lot of things to get out of it that you're born into. Vexed. You're vexed from head to toe, even in your heart a little bit, because it's flesh. And your brain is totally vexed. It only has a mustard seed in it, which is your pineal gland. Neither will the vex him, but you're not inside. For according he had pity, I also have pity. Let him therefore be handed over to Michael, and that's where he goes. The angel of the covenant, and let him lead him into paradise of joy. That's where you get through the glass. That's the name of it. He's in charge of that. You can't get through there. So these guys can't be going flying through space. That's why they're chipping at it, guys. It's called the Milky Way because that's the land to milk and honey. And they've been chopping at it. I've heard many governments tell you that. So the firmament power, the only way, that's the first step. Recognizing your wrongs and wanting to change and wanting to pick the spirit up. But you don't know that because you're taught the Lord, right? There's no really lords or gods. They're just all emanations, light, powers, beings, consciousness. But they are physical. Oh, yeah. They can make this world go zippo. They're light, radiated. To the things on the earth, a Godhead would kill it. If a Godhead was here and not covered, that's why they come in the dark cloud. There's lots of videos where you could see it covered. I know what's behind. We come in on a dark cloud, guys. We use the dark clouds for covers. We position them. Hey, you guys cover us up. If something's going to happen, go get your dudes first. No, not this time. This time he's just covering us. Won't cleave anymore. Right? He said he won't cling or cleave anymore. That means we get rid of it at this time. So there's a good one. And in the Bible, it says he, the firmament. He, right here. Therefore, let him be handed over to Michael, which would be he, the angel of the covenant, to cover us so that this stuff doesn't get in and out. We're in a closed system. That's the firmament. He's like a crystal glass. Okay. That not many people are going to understand. Archangels and cherubims. Archangel, higher up, the higher power. That's all it is. Even this book names them wrong. And cherubim. A cherubim is a realm, a sun, and there's suns in it. And when you see one come, out come. They can grow. They can be whatever size they want. They could go down to something you can't see. The spirits flying around this earth can look the size of a dust. Fly right by you. You would never know an evil spirit. They fly around people all the time. They're sitting beside them from other dimension that they live in. And sometimes they die in that other dimension. Then that shadow starts bugging them in this one. Try to wake them up. 3 knocks. Did you get the 3 knocks? Huh? Your spirit? Even the evil tells them. And if they don't, well, then it'll take him. And then it'll wait for the next one of him. It'll knock on his door. If he doesn't, then he'll take him. But that's over now. Huh? And those guys had lots of babies that had dark seeds in them and produced more dark seeds. But those came out of us. See, we created the beast came out of us. Hmm? And we gave it back to them, to nothings, so that we had no blood on our hands the whole entire time. And well on earth, the killings that they say, we figured out together, guys. You see, this is the growth together. Hmm? I don't mind chatting with people, but I only chat when I have prophetic stuff and speaking usually, right? And not other than that, I'm pretty much a ghost here, guys. I like to be celibate now. I hated being alone. Oh boy, it used to make me cry. I used to have white noise going on. I was opposite. And then I wanted to be free in the church and express some of my opinions at the time. And all the church ever did, no, 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 no. And so I lived through it too, guys. And I stuck back and sucked it in because I knew that it was all wrong. I said some back to some, fought with some for 2, 3 days over something I was wrong about, guys. I did the same thing. I'm no greater than anybody. Hmm. Not even when I die. We'll be equal. So, anyways, I just don't want people to take like I'm trying to master them or something. Or I remember Jerry said to me one day, "Well, like you're bullying them or something." But this is just how I talk, man. It's just how it goes. I can't tell people how I can't tell how to. I don't practice how to talk, guys. Not something I do. And it's something to do with seriousness. Sometimes I joke, guys. Doesn't look like I'm happy all the time behind the scene, but I don't stress over the small stuff, guys. Hmm. Thanks be it to my predestination of myself here and God and the Creator. I have to thank the Creator. And He's put everything in line where today I can pretty much, if I have to quit my job, my wife will support me. I don't want to do that, you see. I had to miss work today and I have to make up for it tomorrow because I have to get paid for it. I marked it down on my schedule and I didn't work it. So if I don't pay it back, then I'm stealing, right? So I have to figure out when I'm going to pay it back because I definitely can't now. I am brutally sick. I got to work though tomorrow. I can't leave it all to my wife. I just got to let the spirit keep me enough just to do the little jobs that I do. Okay. So let's see if I have. That is one of the best. That is the best video I've seen on any Bridem anything. That's the best video I've ever seen. That's the closest to the truth that I've ever heard. It's 100% except for one word they changed on purpose, and they all do it. Huh. Reincarnation. Everything's perfect in that. Perfectly right. You see, I even know if you come up with one word to change it or a number, like the Council of Nine, it's in the Nag Hammadi. It's also, I do believe, in some Enoch books and some Apocrypha. So they reenacted that. Now they have. There's a head 9, and then you go into the underneath them are Freemasons, and underneath them are Illuminati. When they hit the 33rd, one of those guys has to be replaced. then that's what happens, right? They take the next 33rd, that one that made it all the way to the top. And listen, these guys don't need money even. They can go anywhere and not pay a cent. And the Illuminati and the stars, those are underneath the 33-degree Masons. And these guys go all the way back, man. And the number one of them is the king. He's always been the king of the world. Every time. That's Nebuchadnezzar. Prince William's Nebuchadnezzar. If you look and you do your research, the Vatican has a picture of the Jesus that they think is returned. Doesn't look like Jesus. Looks like him. He also fits the churn. Jesus fits the churn. Or Prince William fits the churn. If you were to take him, his face would go in there. Oh, what does that mean? I don't know. Say, I don't know at all. I just know you get down a hole and some you're just not going to get ever. Why? Because it doesn't matter. You see? I'm just telling you guys some whole things, some things that I went down. Also, I've been in the bottomless pit for 46 years of being abused and tried to be loved by the sinners themselves, to be beat, hated, and tortured. My son been tortured too. He owed money for drugs. His drug dealer caught him and was burning him with a torch and a cigarette, and he got out. He's lucky. It's going to kill him. Nuts. Anyways, guys, I'm off. It's it for the day, and people are too... it's going to... Anyways. I can't cry over it anymore. Goodbye, guys. Love you, man.